Hi all, today's topic is the periodical essay. The 18th century social life and its conditions produced a peculiar kind of essay called periodicals. It was not published in book form like other types of essay. These essays were published in journals and magazines which appeared periodically. Notable periodical essays of the 18th century include Joseph Addison, Richard Steele, Dr. Samuel Johnson, and Oliver Goldsmith. With the rise of journalism in the beginning of the 18th century, the essay began to appear in periodicals, deriving materials from contemporary manners and customs. Its development was also supported by the rise of coffee houses that became the center of social activity and discussion. Daniel Defoe took the first step in periodical writing by publishing the Review. It was published twice or thrice a week from 1704 to 1713. Periodical essays were further developed by Richard Steele and Joseph Addison. They brought it to perfection and established it as a literary form. In 1709, Steele started the Tatler with the object of exposing the false arts of life, to pull off the disguises of cunning, vanity, and affectation, and to recommend a general simplicity in our dress, our discourse, and our behavior. Addison joined him and contributed several essays. It came out 3 times a week. Steele wrote the Tatler under the name of Isaac Bickerstaff. He borrowed the name from Jonathan Swift's Bickerstaff Papers. It contained political news, gossip from the clubs and the coffee houses, and some essays on the life and manners of the age. The Tatler stopped publication after 2 years and was replaced by The Spectator. In this, Joseph Addison played an important role. Most of the essays were contributed by Addison. It appeared daily except Sundays from 1711 to 1712. Addison developed his themes through a group of characters. They represented many of the important segments of the middle class and culture in the 18th century. The Spectator was narrated by the voice of a character calling himself Mr. Spectator, who projected himself as a civilized man. He is well educated, but not a specialist in anything, which enables him to comment on all sorts of things. Through him, we are introduced to his small circle of friends, each of whom is a kind of social type. Among these are Sir Roger de Coverley, the country squire, Will Honeycomb, the man of fashion, Sir Andrew Freeport, the merchant, and Captain Sintry, the retired soldier. All belonged to an imaginary club and commented upon all the customs and morals, the vices and virtues of the society of the time. Steele discovered the range and scope of the periodical essay, but Addison realized its artistic possibilities. In The Spectator, Addison published essays on John Milton's epic, The Paradise Lost, helping the readers to have a better understanding and appreciation of Milton. Other 18th century periodicals, including Johnson's The Rambler and The Idler, copied the periodical essay format. Dr. Samuel Johnson, as a periodical essayist, was much more serious in purpose than Steele and Addison. His lack of humor and unrelieved gravity, coupled with his ponderous English, made his Rambler papers quite heavy reading. Johnson's another periodical called The Idler was contributed to the newspaper, The Universal Chronicle, and appeared weekly between 1758 and 1760. Oliver Goldsmith contributed to a few periodicals, including The Monthly Review, His Own Bill, and The Citizen of the World. Goldsmith's a collection of essays which originally appeared in the Public Ledger as Chinese letters. The main reason for the success of periodical literature in the 18th century lay in the fact that this form was in perfect harmony with the spirit of the age. Winding up the video, thank you for watching.